All right, we're cutting across right now to images coming in of Prime Minister Modi meeting with Nancy Pelosi and the U.S. delegation that touched down in Dharamshala a few days ago to meet with the Dalai Lama. This meeting, of course, has triggered a big war of words globally, with China seeing red. But these are the images on your screens. And we just put out for you that particular picture of Prime Minister Modi also with Nancy Pelosi. You see the entire U.S. delegation getting a chance to shake hands with Prime Minister Modi. They've touched down in the national capital for a brief visit with Prime Minister. Now, the former House Speaker, Nancy Pelosi, as well as several others, met with the Dalai Lama in Dharamshala of Himachal. You also had Michael McCall and several others who are part of the delegation. Our Foreign Affairs Editor, Geeta Mohan, is joining us with more details on this. Geeta, images streaming in right now of the U.S. delegation that's been here in Delhi to meet with the Dalai Lama, also meeting with Prime Minister Modi. You can see, of course, Michael McCall there as well as Nancy Pelosi. Apologies, we'll reconnect with Geeta in just a bit. As we beam these images, Geeta is back with us. Geeta, take us through the significance of these images. Nancy Pelosi, Michael McCall, all meeting with Prime Minister Modi just days after their meeting with the Dalai Lama.
That in itself is the significance, the fact that this is a congressional delegation that was here in India for a very specific reason, and only after the Tibet policy of the United States of America was cleared by the Senate and the House. So they were here, they met with the Dalai Lama. There was a huge reaction from the Chinese side urging U.S. not to engage secessionist groups and individuals, the Dalai Lama and the Tibetan government in exile. And then they returned from Dharamshala. They met External Affairs Minister Jaishankar, and now they're calling on the Prime Minister. So significant to see how this congressional delegation has not just engaged the Tibetans here living in exile for years, but also now is meeting with the Prime Minister and with the Indian government. The idea over here is not to show that the Indian side is endorsing any such move. Is the fact that these are important individuals who have always engaged the Indian government. There is an important bilateral relationship between India and the United States of America, and that certainly comes across with every delegation that comes and ensures that they meet with the External Affairs Minister and, if possible, call on the Prime Minister. So the reiteration would be to take ties forward. They're all individuals from the Foreign Relations Committee to holding important positions in their own parties, as also in the committees. So that certainly will be the focus of the conversation over here. What they had to do with regards to the Dalai Lama and the Tibetan government in exile, they already did, urging that China restart conversation with the Tibetan government in exile, restart conversations with His Holiness the Dalai Lama. So the messaging might be different from the Indian perspective, but please wait for the reactions that will come in from Beijing and from the Chinese embassy here in New Delhi, who will not take very nicely to the fact that there is hyphenation over here that they see.